Okay, I'm going to show you how to fit putter length. You'll be able to do this even if you don't have your right balance numbers, but you will need some measurement tool like a yardstick to determine what you want your stance width to be with the putter. Harvey Pinnock said the putt's a mini drive, and that there is so much truth to that. One of my students, Pat Burke, for 25-30 years, used to say when he wasn't putting well, he'd work on setting up like he was hitting a 7-iron. Ernie Els had a Golf Magazine article stating the same thing, that when he wasn't putting well, he worked to see what he wanted to imitate his full swing setup. And basically that's really what Harvey Pinnock meant. So if you have your right balance stance widths, I'll show you how to do that first, and then if you don't, I'll show you another simple way to determine what your putting stance width needs, or what your putter length needs to be. So I'm going to go, you'll notice that when I stand, how my hands hang is really what we're going to be looking at. And I'm in a mid-core region. You'll see how my hands hang exactly the same. If I add just a little bit of spine angle, notice how my left hand just turned in. If I let my arms swing, I'll show you this down the line in a moment, they're going outside in. So add a little bit more knee flex, and there I am. You'll notice my hands just lined up perfectly. Show you that again. I get too tall, that's too long a putter. So I have an ideal. And when I find this position, my hands are going to swing absolutely perfectly down the line. If I get a little bit deeper, shorter putter, all of a sudden this left hand, notice it turned in again, looking at this left hand. So as I get a little taller, there I am. That's my putter length at this stance width. This is my putter length. This is where my path is going to have a lot to do with posture. Not only that, if I have a putter that is too short, basically when I get into the full swing, I'm going to tend to carry that posture into the full swing, or vice versa. So you want a putter that fits, that matches your body. So this is with the Wright Balance stance widths. Again, I'll show you in just a moment how to set your body very simply. I'm going to disrupt my core, show you what happens there. But here I am again. We back up just so you can see the lines here. And so as I get set here, what I want you to see now is the path. So I'm back on that same number. I'm in my core region number 5, mid-core, which is right across the middle, just below, between the sternum and the navel. So if I get set here, this is too tall. My left hand's turned in. If I let my arms swing, you can see they're not going to work together. So if I move a little bit deeper, that's my putter length right here. And you'll notice palms opposing, how well that goes down the line. Okay, look at my posture. If I go a little deeper, now my left hand just turned in again. So I have a window here that is going to give me my ideal posture. Now, the thing you want to do first is check your putter length and see if it fits. It may fit already, In order to do that, I've done my optimization, right balance optimization this morning, so I'm very square. And this is where, at this stance width, here is my putter, and that fits me absolutely perfectly. And that's going to create the path. If I grip down this putter a little bit, you'll see my face just shut, and that path is going to go out to end. There are multiple factors here. Putter length is one of them. And as we go through this, please remember that speed's the most important part of putting, but you want solid contact. In order to get solid contact, you want the right length putter to begin with. And your putter needs to match your stance width. So this is the first of a series of videos on putting. So let me just show you a couple of things here first. So as I change, here I am mid-core. So as I change stance widths, I'm another mid-core stance width, you'll see my hands hang exactly the same. I'm going into mid-core again, my hands hang the same. If I go to upper core, you'll see how my hands just turned in. So I'm going to have a very different posture from this stance width. And here it is. You see my hands hang the same. I get a little taller, too tall. I'm not going to be good with a long putter here. A long putter, unless I have no knee flex, that long putter would work. But this is going to be the length of the putter. So I'm going to grab my putter again. Just to give you an idea, I'm in an upper core stance width. So if you can take your putter just to check. Now I want to lean this putter, and you can see my hands do not line up, and I can test them here. So for me to be in a good posture, this is how far I am. I'm going to need another 2 inches on this putter to be able to putt from here. Whereas if I move to 5, everything just changed, and my hands are going to hang the same right here. So putter length, you want your hands hanging exactly the same. So if you haven't done the Wright Balance Core Optimization, this is what you're going to do. Again, notice my hands hang the same here as they do here. These are all middle core stance widths as they do here. I move to lower core, and you'll notice my hands just rotated out. Another low core, but they hang exactly the same in all these low core positions. So I'm going to disrupt my core now. So to disrupt my core, and this is what you are going to want to do in your stance width, I'll show you why in a moment. For me to disrupt my core, deep breath, just roll my shoulders forward, shoulders back. This is disrupting the horizontal plane on both the front and the back. And now you'll see how my left hand just rotated in? I've just completely disrupted my core, and now I'm on a low core number. And if you happen to have Nick Faldo's 1989 Golf, the Winning Formula, and you go into his overview on posture right after grip, you'll see this is what he looks like at address. And I'll show you how he played, how I believe he found it, how Matt Wolf finds it, and how you're going to want to find it with your putter here. But so here I am in a mid-core stance width. What I want you to do now is take a yardstick. Find a comfortable stance width. Find a comfortable stance width. And for me, I am right at 18 inches here. That's one of my mid-core numbers. But you can see how off my hands do not hang the same. Yours will not either. You're going to see internal rotation one hand, and this is how you're going to set it. All you have to do now, deep breath, roll your shoulders forward, and now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And now you'll see my hands hang exactly the same. I have balanced only in this stance width. I have created a kinetic chain from top of my head to the bottom of my feet, and my hands are going to hang the same. And I can find now, easily find my ideal putter length simply by letting my arms swing. I get too tall, I get back to exactly the same thing. I get down low, and there I am. So you want to find your putter length. I'm going to teach you a subtle move with a putter that'll change your path in another video. But right now, let's just focus on putter length. Now watch what happens though. I'm going to disconnect from this kinetic chain. See how my hands are hanging? All I have to do is raise one foot, put it back down, and my hand just rotated in again. So when you're testing your putter, you decide on what width you want, what stance width you want to stay there. Now that's going to be the stance width you're going to be practicing with. So here we go again. I can reset it. These are Wright Balance Tesegrity moves, and you'll notice my hands are hanging the same again. You will not find your stance width unless you, or your putter length, or your be able to find your stance width unless you do that. Don't worry about what happens when you go play. If you can find the stance width, I'm going to teach you what to do over the ball. That's a subtle move that will set your hands exactly the same at address. So you can see they're the same. Raise one foot, disconnect that kinetic chain, and all of a sudden everything turns in. If you want to understand all the stance widths and how they have, no matter where you go, your hands will hang the same within each core region, See a Wright Balance professional, they'll do your measurements, and they'll give you your core region stance width. You're going to have 5 or 6 different stance widths you can go to, and you can choose your putter from there. All this is how to set putter length. So we're right back to where I was earlier. The first thing you want to do is, notice my hands don't hang the same. Chest back, deep breath, pinching my shoulder blades, and now I pinch my shoulders toward my sternum. That is enough within this stance width for me now to be able to test. This is a stance width I want to find, so I'm going to go with my putter into my posture. And now if I let my hands hang and let them swing, I can see. If my putter is too short from here, you'll see how much my hands just turned in. So that's how you find your putter length. You are working on one stance width, and you want to find a stance width you're going to use on the golf course and during practice. You want to be able to practice that you know you're going to find it every time. It can be narrow, it can be wide. This process will work. However, if I narrow my stance now, let me just show you that as well. Let's say I want a very narrow stance. This is still mid-core, and I disconnected my kinetic chain so you can see left hand is really turned in, shoulders back, rolls forward to the sternum. Now they're going to hang the same. But I am in a very narrow stance. I'm now at 7 inches. I was at 18. So if I take this putter now and go into my setup, it no longer fits. So that's why you want to, let me show you that one more time. I haven't disconnected from this kinetic chain. As soon as I lift one foot, move my feet, I'm done. My hands will go back. Notice they hang the same. Okay, I'm going to get my putter grip, go into my posture, and this putter now, I can tell you, is about 1 inch too short from this stance width, because I just gripped up 1 inch, and I know that's going to be my posture. If I go down 1 inch, look where that left hand goes, and path is going to go all over the place from here. So your path is coming out of posture. Not only is it coming out of posture, it will spill into the full swing. So if your putter length is too short or too long, and you're wondering, why do I putt great one day and hit the ball so-so, and vice versa, this could be one of the reasons. So you want to have a putter length that matches your posture that will carry right into your full swing.